Hey YouTube, BalisongAddict here, and today I'm going to be doing a knife review on the Bradley Kimura 5 Balisong. So here you can see the box that it came in, and the knife in its fixed open position. I'm just going to take this box out now that you've seen it. Just showed you that a little bit. Now we'll focus on the knife. Alright, I'm just going to put it there. Alright, so just some quick specs for this Balisong. It weighs 5.4 ounces. The overall length is 8.88 inches. The blade length is 3.88 inches. The blade thickness, that's the spine right here, is 0.123 inches. Alright, that's just a few specs. The blade is bead blasted Sandvik 14C28N stainless. The bead blasting on the blade, it makes the blade more porous. That means little tiny holes in it, and that kind of allows it to rust more easily than like a satin finish, which is more polished. That's not my favorite because I'm just kind of lazy. I don't want to be oiling my blade all the time. I don't know if that's something with flippers. I think a lot of flippers are a little bit lazy about maintaining their blades. I've seen a lot of rusted blades, but anyways, I kind of prefer a satin finish, so that I don't like that bead blasted finish too much. But this blade, it says Bradley, but Kershaw made it for Bradley, and Kershaw uses bead blasted finishes on a lot of their knives. This specific Kimura is the Kimura 5, which is a spear point version, and it's got these vertical holes in it. The Kimura 2 through 4 had horizontal holes. Alright, so just a little bit of history about this line of knives. The Kimura 5 through 7 has vertical holes. Alright, the Kimura 2 and 5 both have spear point blades. The Kimura 3 and 6 both have tanto blades. And the Kimura, what's next? The Kimura 4 and 7 both have clip point blades. I just chose the spear point because it's what I like the best. Spear points are very, very dangerous blade profiles to flip with, because first, right off the bat, obviously they're very, very pointy. That's pretty much the point of a spear point, is to be pointy. And then also the belly. They don't have too small of a belly. I think the spear point has the biggest belly out of the tanto and clip point for the other Bradleys, and that belly it'll cut you pretty deeply. I actually cut myself pretty deep. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, the Kimura knives, they all come very sharp. This knife is very, very sharp. Makes it pretty dangerous when you're flipping. You gotta be careful with this, with Kimuras. They're all really sharp, especially when you're dealing with the spear point versions. I got cut pretty deeply, as you can see, and it actually left a scar. It's a pretty neat scar because it was a sharp cut. So sharp cuts tend to heal faster than, cuts with sharp knives tend to heal faster than cuts with more dull knives, because it just makes a cleaner cut. Anyways, back to talking about the knife. Actually, the handle length is 5 inches. One thing I don't really like about the Kimuras is the handle thickness. Alright, I think of just one handle is 0.14 inches, and the handles are 410 stainless steel, sandwich style construction. What I don't like about the Kimura handles is how thick they are. Alright, So when I say thick, I mean this handle, the end of this handle to the end of this handle, alright? That kind of thickness. Just what I'm going to be holding on with when I'm twirling and stuff. And I don't like how thin they are. I kind of want them to be a little bit more thick. It's just easier to grab onto and do twirls with. So that's one little improvement I would have made. I would have made the handles a little bit thicker, a little bit more space between them maybe. On a good note, they do have very tight tolerances. Alright, so see the handles right there? This is as much as I can move them. Alright? Very tight knives. They have phosphorus bronze washers in there, which are pretty much the best washers for flipping. They're naturally have a lubricating quality to them. What else about this knife? The latch is a manual latch. Just kind of flops around, which I don't really like that much. I would prefer a spring latch, but this knife's $90, so that's fine with me. The latch does not come in contact with the blade. However, it does hit the other handle sometimes when you're flipping, but most of the time it won't if you're doing stuff correctly, so that's fine with me. This knife is a really great value. At $90, or around there, depends where you shop around, but it's basically around $90. It's really pretty much the best knife out there. I mean, there's getting to be some more knives as Balisongs are becoming more popular. One name I'll just throw out there is Nathan Dewey. He's making knives around this price. Alright, I actually like them more than the Kimura. I'll be making a review about that later, but that doesn't matter right now. It's a great value, but like I said, with the handles, I don't really like those. And there's one other thing that is a kind of issue with flipping. I mean, this review is centered around flipping. See those spacers right there? They're called barrel spacers. Same thing on the other handle. Now, I don't like barrel spacers because they're very small and they don't really have very much weight. And when you're flipping, you want weight in the end of the handles. Alright? So, with that small amount of weight, it's going to make it hard to do rollovers and momentum-based moves. It's just not going to flip as fast as a knife with bigger spacers, more weight in the ends of it. Alright, another thing is, a lot of people complain that the handles are too short, but the handles really aren't that short. It's just the fact that the spacers are not that hefty. I mean, I would actually prefer a little bit longer handles, but these handles are fine for the length. I mean, if they added spacers, it would make it better at flipping. Or I mean, added heavier spacers, it would definitely make it better at flipping. The 5.4 ounces it's at is not the ideal weight for a flipper. That would be a fine weight. Like for stainless steel, 5.4 is a fine weight if it had maybe longer handles or more spacer weight. Then the 5.4 ounces, I would be fine with that. It's a little bit heavy, but it would be okay if it was balanced more correctly. Alright? Flipping is definitely more about balance than it is about weight. So if your knife is balanced, if it has a good balance on it, then it's going to be easier to flip. But anyways, this knife as a flipper, it's okay as a flipper. It's not too terribly great, but it's not bad either. It's a great knife to buy if you're a beginner, because if you don't know that you're gonna be if you're gonna like flipping for a very long time, you don't want to spend too much money. You don't want to spend like $400 on some semi-custom knife and find out you don't like flipping. It's a great knife to start off with to make sure that you like the hobby. Yeah, so on another good note, it's a very durable knife. Also, another reason you would want to buy this knife is if you don't want your knife to break. Say you're buying a bunch of CCCs and they're all breaking on you. this will flip better than a lot of CCCs, and it'll be much more durable than it. Alright, it's a great knife for durability. It's got a pretty good fit and finish. I mean, this one guy I know sells blemished Kimuras, and you can't even find the blemishes on most of them. Alright, that means that Kimura's not going to actually sell those blemished ones because there's something wrong with them. Alright, so this basically means it's perfect if the Kimura is selling, or if Bradley's selling it. Alright, really good knife for durability, really great value. Flippability, not so great. I'd give it about on a scale of 1 to 10, flippability, I'd probably give it a 7. Alright, so, hope this review helped you decide on if you want this Kimura or not. I told you who I thought should get it, beginners mostly. It's a good knife for people that are just looking to collect knives too. And I hope this review helped. There you go, guys. Have a nice day.